January 2026, we joined the Cuba round bus tour in a small group about 2 weeks, offered by a well-known German travel agency named Berge und Meer. Day 5. City walk in Sanciti spiritus. Day 6 and 7. 2 relaxing days, free and easy, at Esmeralda Beach Resort. At dawn, standing on the tiny balcony of the century-old hotel in the center of the small town of Sanciti Spiritus, looking out at the simple town in center Cuba, the unpleasantness of Lord Trumpet wake-up call at 5 a.m. has vanished like smoke. The hotel we are staying in is set to face the oldest church in Cuba, this blue one. After a quick walk around, I noticed a primary school next to the hotel. Perhaps because of the hot Cuban weather, the floor-to-ceiling iron-grated windows of the school have no glass, giving it a bit of prison-like feel. We gathered in the town center square and then went on a city walk led by our guide. On the pedestrian street in the center of the town, besides tourists, there are many locals with nothing to do, sitting on the benches in a daze in the early morning. In Cuba, you often see long queuing lines at banks. The guide explained that because power outages are common, people can't withdraw money when the power is out. Therefore, locals start lining up as soon as the bank opens, waiting for the power to come on so they can get cash. This was the highlight of today's city work, an interesting and grounded visit to a local farmer's market. It was quite clean, and although the variety and quantity of food wasn't exactly abundant, the local residents seemed quite satisfied and content. Even the dogs in the market were enjoying their food peacefully and leisurely.
No, a lo mejor si lo hubieras convoyado.
Después oí. Está bien. Bueno, ya hablé contigo. Ahí está tu mamá todo. ¿Se van a arreglar?
Él tiene un teléfono, yo.
Comprarle el teléfono alguna vez.
After we left the pedestrian street in the center, we began to sneak deeply into the narrow alleys of the town. In a sense, travel is an act of satisfying curiosity to see how people living in places far away from our own home, especially in a special country like Cuba. We saw here another primary school. Children looked out from inside the iron-grated windows, while tourists looked in from the outside. Both sides were curious about each other. Here I saw one of the most interesting things of the trip so far. A man working through the alleys selling bread. Housewives would open their doors upon hearing his shout, exchanging cash for bread on the spot. And then I saw other two men selling garlics, exchanging their business tips. Such a fun. This is the only stone arch bridge in Cuba. Although it is unremarkable, it is a national monument and unique pieces of cultural heritage. This small town is quite adorable. It has a peaceful and leisurely atmosphere. After leaving Sancti Spiritus, the bus drove to Amaguay for a lunch break. We ate at the best hotel in Amaguay, which was also the best lunch we have had since leaving Havana. Afterwards, the bus drove along the road until we arrived in the evening at the famous Esmeralda beach resort, where we will be staying for 2 days, free and easy. It is no different from beach resorts in other countries I have been to, but there is a noticeable shortage of food. Although all-inclusive for food and drinks, the variety of food and seafood is not rich, and the drinks and alcohol are heavily watered down. But here we are in Cuba, a nation with an extreme shortage of goods and food. One should not be too demanding here. However, at the resort's VIP member club, you can make an reservation every afternoon to pay extra for an amazing romantic lobster dinner. The lobster here is very fresh and delicious, and the price is unexpectedly cheap. We are nearly halfway through our 2-week itinerary. We have been heading out early and returning late every day, and the schedule has been quite tight. Resting for 2 days like this to recharge is very comfortable. The resort here are only open to foreign tourists, and the scenery here is quite pleasant.